Hi guys, thanks for joining us for the final race of our inaugural MISSEDAPEX Formula Renault Challenge. Today, we're racing at the legendary Suzuka Grand Prix circuit in Japan, and a champion will be crowned. This is the perfect location for the finale of our first Formula Renault season. It's fast and flowing with long straights and some real challenges. The tow will help you get up to a car, but it will also punish you with understeer. Playing it safe here won't work. When the opportunities come, you're going to have to take them. Bravery round this track, wheel to wheel, is both rewarded and punished with equal intensity. So, for the last time this season, please give a big welcome to your commentators, Chris Stevens and Chris Catman Turner.
After 5 sensational rounds of some of the best sim racing action you'll see this lockdown, we arrive at Suzuka for the finale, and I couldn't think of a better place to round out the season. With average speeds of around 108 miles an hour, this is one of the fastest circuits that we've raced on all season, and a circuit that has seen many a championship showdown in Formula One. And for us, 7 drivers enter these final 3 races with a mathematical chance of becoming the first MISSEDAPEX Formula Renault Challenge champion. My name is Chris Stevens, and I'll be your lead commentator this evening. And joining me, as always, for the final 3 races of this season, it's Chris Catman Turner. How's it going, Chris?
Do you know what, Chris? I am so excited for this evening. It has been an absolute pleasure commentating on this series, and this is the final. I'm going to miss this once we're gone.
Yeah, and of course it's been 10 weeks since 12 weeks since this new championship was launched, all the way back at Okayama. So you'd be forgiven for not quite remembering how we got to this point, or indeed if you're a new watcher, in which case welcome. And we hope you enjoyed tonight. But here we can update you with the story so far. The MISSEDAPEX Formula Renault Challenge roared into life at Okayama with a thrilling battle between Brad Philpott and David Hatton for the lead of the first race. It was the double VLN class champion who came out on top after Hatton was tripped up by a back marker.
Oh, another car going off right in front of the leaders, and Hatton has had to really slow up.
Gregory Leader and Yellow Ooms took the 2 reverse grid wins, but it was Sam Harper's consistency that gave him an early lead over Hatton in the championship. Hatton got his redemption at Silverstone National, however, taking his maiden victory along with 2 other podiums to close in on Harper.
David Hatton exits the final corner to win his first Formula Renault Challenge race.
Edward Shelley and Ishmael Basso's reverse grid wins made it 6 different winners in the first 6 races. That streak came to an end at the Charlotte Roval, as Philpott became the first repeat winner of the season, despite the advances of BRKC racer Danny Henny and former F2 driver Ramon Pinheiro, who matched Philpott on pace. Henny added his name to the list of different winners in the first of the 2 reverse grid races, with Tim Ellis doing the same in race 3, as Harper once again extended his championship lead. The championship was turned on its head at the Silverstone Bridge Grand Prix circuit, however, as a second victory of the season for Hatton in race 1 gave him the championship lead after Harper had to contend with a damaged car.
David Hatton comes across the line and puts himself back into championship contention.
Further issues for the Scotsman in race 2 compounded matters, but up at the front, Henny also became a multiple victor after a sensational last lap overtake on 2 cars. After early struggles adapting to the Formula Renault car, a stellar defensive drive from our reigning MX-5 champion Steve Ficacci made him the 9th different winner in the full reverse grid race.
Steve Ficacci comes round the final corner and takes his first MISSEDAPEX victory in the Formula Renault Challenge.
Both of our championship contenders would hit lap 1 trouble at the Nurburgring, but Hatton still managed to extend his lead with a strong recovery drive.
Oh no, Hatton spun! The championship leader is facing the wrong way!
Yeah, he got turned around, but luckily everybody managed to avoid him.
Henny dominated the first race, but it was Shelley on top in race 2, despite the sterling defensive efforts of MISSEDAPEX's own Alex Van Gien.
Shelley's got it through, finally takes the lead of the race.
Alexander Dobertsberger claimed his first victory of the season in the final reverse grid race. All that means Hatton has a 20-point lead over Harper heading into the final round at Suzuka, with the top 7 still mathematically in contention, Despite his victory, Shelley has lost out to Ellis and Dooms in the standings, while Dobertsberger has jumped both Spanners and Power to 6th. It's been a wild ride, hasn't it, to get to this point, but we are at the culmination of this championship, and 20 points may sound like a lot, but as we've just seen, anything can happen in the Formula Renault Challenge. And we're actually going to hear from both of our main protagonists in the championship, and we're going to start off with David Hatton, who very nicely recorded this with us earlier today.
I'm catching up with David Hatton, currently leading the championship. David, you've got a lead in the championship. You could be forgiven for taking it easy today. Is that the battle plan? Is it a case of bringing it home safely?
I do have a lead in the championship at the moment of 20 points, but with 130 or more points available over the 3 races tonight, it definitely doesn't feel comfortable from my point of view. So there's no option to take it easy, certainly not for races 1 and 2.
We know Sam Harper has brutal consistency. That's why he's up in the championship with you. Who else on the grid makes you fearful, nervous, or who gives you a great challenge when you're wheel to wheel on track?
The main challenge for me is going to be keeping it on track, probably. Suzuka is an old school, fast flowing circuit with barriers close to the exit of a lot of the corners. So you can be punished heavily for any mistakes. But with Sam and myself being quite evenly matched on pace, I am going to have to take some risks to try and finish ahead of Sam. Sam does have ridiculous consistency, but his lap time consistency is also a real strength over a race distance. So you know Sam will usually finish in the top few places. That definitely adds pressure when Sam is the person that you're up against. For the other drivers, you build up a database in your head as the season goes on. Who's fast, who's crashy, who's going to let you through, who's going to put up a fight. There's also those that you know you can race wheel to wheel with. Danny Henney, Bradley Philpott, John Lang, Sam Harper, Kyle Power. But yeah, you really need to be on your toes, especially in the reverse grid races.
Nicest guy in the world, David Hatton. He really is championship leader there. So let's hear from his rival. Chris, if you'd like to do the honours, let's get Sam in here and we'll grill him before the grid.
So what's your approach going to be today? Both of you guys are looking pretty rapid this evening, but there's not an awful lot separating you. How are you feeling for this evening?
There's not much to do differently. My fate rests in David's hands. So I say, and Danny's.
Well, that's it. I think you've got to rely on Wingfield having a good go at Danny and then picking up the pieces in front of him. But so you're going to have a good stab at it if the opportunity arises this evening.
Yeah, hopefully I'll increase my number of podiums to 1. No, 2. 2 will be my second one if I get another one. Yeah.
What's been your secret? Because comparing the stats between you and David, it's night and day, and yet you guys are both fighting for the same championship. So what's been your secret to your consistency?
Once I am 6th place or higher, I stop racing and I just drive to the finish. I don't know. I'm just driving slowly after I get past everybody. It seems to work. I'm not convinced this will work next time, but
we shall see. Well, best of luck. So. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you get that podium you're looking for.
Thank you.
Now, we started this championship in Japan, in Okayama. We will finish in Japan as well, and this is a perfect place to do so. This test track, designed by Honda in 1962, that has hosted the Japanese Grand Prix since 1987, save for a couple of years when they went to Fuji. 5.8 kilometers long and 18 turns that are designed to test every aspect of a racing car. But don't take my word for it. Here's Spanners to guide you around this Suzuka circuit.
Hi guys, Spanners here. Join me on board for a somewhat reasonable lap of the Suzuka Grand Prix circuit. While the Nurburgring offered us a real technical challenge on the brakes, Suzuka is all about feel. The risk-reward here is a delicate balancing act. It definitely will reward you for going guts out through the corners, but high curbs and punishing runoff areas means a trip on the tow truck is an ever-present danger. Join me on board as we cross the start-finish line. Okay, here we go. Deep breath and prepare yourself for the challenge of Suzuka. First two right-handers take a little bit of brake to get you turned in on the first one. Roll out wide again, down 3 more gears. There's more runoff than you would think on the left-hand side, so use all the space spanners, geez, into 5th gear. Put away the brake for the next 3 turns. You're not going to need it. Deceleration is enough to get yourself all the way up to the final right-hander before Dunlop. A tap of the brakes. We're going to sacrifice some speed here at the end of the S's. Once we get on the power for the left-hander of Dunlop, we don't want to come off again. It's a great place to put your nose up the inside and scare your opponent off the track. Now here's the Degners. Survival here. Dab of the brakes. Don't run wide or the gravel will pull you into the wall. Degner 2, the curve on the outside bottoms out the car, so you want to take the inside curve but treat the green on the outside like lava. Here's the hairpin, a few different lines through here. I come through quite narrow, don't get too emotional about the apex. And then the acceleration zone is a big danger area. You will see cars spinning here, getting back on the throttle. Nice drag all the way up to Spoon. Again, lots of different lines through Spoon and different approaches. There's the cautious approach, or you can jam the brakes on, jab down a couple of gears, get back on the power, then look for 3rd gear as you take that final left-hander and head down the back straight. The outside curve there again will bottom you out and pull the rear around. 130R. You feel like you should lift here, but you quickly get used to it and realize that you've just got to lean on the right-hand side of the car and it will quite happily pull you round. It's when you're side by side with another car that it gets interesting. Risk reward on the brakes, down 4 gears. How much do you dare play with the curb? Apparently not too much on this lap. Make sure you're under control and have traction before full power down for another lap of Suzuka.
We have a 40-car grid here today. So it will be Danny Henny on pole position ahead of Tim Ellis. And then the second row where the championship battle will take place, David Hatton ahead of Sam Harper in this race. Lights are up. And it's the green flag for the first of 3 races to round out this season. Danny Henny immediately moves over to the right-hand side. It's Ellis and Hatton trying to get into his slipstream. Josma trying to go around the outside of Sam Harper. Top 3 look like they've got away cleanly. And still Harper trying to defend from Josma. He's got Wingfield up the inside of him through turn 2. But crucially, the front guys, they're getting away. Wingfield has made it round the outside of Josma. That's an impressive move on the opening lap. And where has Drillsma gone in the queue? He's disappeared.
Yeah, he's disappeared. He's gone back down to P20, I think, because he's dropped right down the field at the chicane. So there was a bit of contact back there. You got Drillsma and John Lang and Alex Derbertsberger, I think, all came together. It was ended up with Lang backwards in the chicane. I think Derbertsberger got held up in that.
And Ellis going wide into the second apex. That's going to make him slow down the straight, and this is a prime opportunity for David Hatton to take second place. We know he's feeling racy. He knows he's quick here, and he knows that he can still take some risks, and he will take those risks despite the championship. Goes towards the outside of 130R, doesn't brave it out around the outside, but can he find a way through on the inside of the chicane? He shows his nose. Can he brake late enough? No, Ellis is very good on the brakes in there.
You say he can afford to take risks, but actually, 20 points is a big drop. And, we've seen the championship turn around on smaller parts like this before. He's coming down the start-finish straight in the toe again. Chris, is he going to go to the outside?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's going to the inside. That's no gap there.
Throws the dummy at him. It's tough to make a move around the outside of turn 1 work, actually.
You got Spanners. Cox is having a look. Doesn't make it through. And Spanners actually off the road in Dagna. And is he going to hit the wall? Yes, he's nose into the wall, unfortunately, so he just got a wheel up on the grass, and I think he's managed to make it through. He'll probably have some left front corner damage there, so we'll see how much of a problem that causes him, but that'll have dropped him right down the field.
And Hatton, surely... he's throwing his nose up the inside of Spoon. He's forced Ellis out wide, and this surely is going to be David Hatton's second place any time now, because Ellis has been forced slow onto this straight, and Hatton is right with him. Is he going to go to the outside of 130R? They are absolutely wheel to wheel as they head towards the left-hander. Hatton round the outside. Can he hold it? What a move!
Wow, that was absolutely stunning around the outside there. That is not a corner to go through lightly.
Henny's lead up to 5 seconds now. He is just walking away with this one. And of course, these guys battling and taking time away from each other is not helping matters. And Hatton, he looks slow out of Dunlop, and that's given Ellis a fantastic run on him. But side by side into Degner 1 is a fantastic move to make, and they're both off the road. But Ellis is the one in the gravel, and he's in the wall now, and he's out of this battle for second place. That puts Sam Harper up into a podium position, and now right on the back of his championship rival. So how often have we seen our championship contenders side by side? Not a lot, but we're about to get another dose of it here as he's looking towards the inside of 130R. Hatton's trying to squeeze him over, and this could be Harper's second place. They're so close on the way in, and Hatton just fends him off for now. Dobertsberger still trying to find his way past that pink and white number 30 car. They're making their way towards Spoon Curve, and Dobertsberger looking towards the inside, and he's dropped it on the way in, trying to get it stopped. That's a terrible mistake there by Alexander Dobertsberger, and he's dropping way down the field now, but I think that's about to secure 10th place. Meanwhile, Danny Henny comes across the line and takes another feature race win with victory at Suzuka, and it is David Hatton who beats Sam Harper across the line to second place and extends his championship by 1 point. James Wingfield in 4th place, and then Carl Power 5th. Jelle Ooms will come across the line in 6th place. Then it's Edward Shelley, Ishmael Basso, Garen Batten, and Alex Drillsma does get that 10th place spot. So what an opening to this night of racing. Absolutely fantastic stuff between our championship protagonists. And this should shake things up in that battle for 3rd place as well, with Ellis pretty much out of that battle. Ooms and Shelley have been scoring well. Dobertsberger has just dropped a few points there as well, but Carl Power should make some big moves.
So I'm going to keep an eye on David Hatton and Sam Harper. They start again alongside each other, and we're about to go green, Chris.
Yep, lights are up. Connor Meyer and Gregory Leader, the top 2 on the grid ahead of Gary Thomas, and we are away. And Connor Meyer, he does get a reasonable start. Gary Thomas trying to pull alongside Gregory Leader in the Monday Williams colours, but it is Mark Greenhow in the McLaren colours trying to get up the inside, but to no avail. So it's status quo as it was, and there's Ficacci getting up the inside of John Lang, and around the outside of turn 3 as well. That's a brave move. Did exactly what James Wingfield did in race 1 there. So the reigning MX5 champion already making up places. But it seems like the key players have gotten away cleanly, critically.
And Hatton has just turned around Danny Henny at the hairpin. Oh my
goodness!
So those two have come together.
There's carnage down at the hairpin because of that.
And Hatton, crucially, didn't lose any positions. And if anything, Harper got caught up, and he's got Grant Paget right behind him, and he's really trying to
make rear wing damage. Big rear wing damage on that car. So Sam Harper, he's going to have his hands full now, and especially with Hatton not losing out seemingly from that. This could be a devastating blow for his championship chances.
Yes, I hadn't seen that, Chris. There's a big... Oh, and he's actually gone off the circuit again.
He's out.
Surely that's the end of the race for Harper.
Across the road. What happened there? He's right in the middle of the track. There goes Danny Henny, and he's got very much a damaged car as well. That's going to hinder his progress through the field. This could be it. This could be it for Sam, depending on how many points David scores now. He could wrap this up early. Gregory Leader leads, as per his surname, and that's what we always want him to do in the HWA collars. Steve Ficacci has made his way up into 3rd place, with John Lang also making their way past Gary Thomas as well. Mark Greenhow and Alexander Dobertsberger looks like they're about to do battle, as Garen Batten is defending from Alex Drillsma, who is continuing to impress in only his 2nd Formula Renault Challenge race. Then there's Jelle Ooms, man 3rd in the championship at the moment and trying to secure that position. Carl Power also running strong and cleanly in his battle for the Missed Apex panel supremacy. And just behind them is David Hatton, and he's got a clean car as Power trying to go around the outside of 130R, and
neither one of those two drivers wanted to give an edge. That's John Langan that he's just going wheel to wheel with, and Power has pulled off a sensational move. But right behind then, David Hatton critically getting through cleanly.
He's in a real dangerous spot here, Chris, because he's in such a tight battle here. He's got Wingfield behind him and he's got Shelley in front of him. So both those guys very quick drivers, but he's got to be very careful because they don't have as much to lose as David does. And in fact, just ahead of him, Shelley is going wheel to wheel and has just got past John Langan. If those two come together, oh, it's so tight, and Hatton had to check up there and nearly got hit, run into the back of. So he's as I said, he's very much in the danger zone here, Chris. He's got to be very careful.
Oh, and Watley locking up, and Hatton forced to take evasive action, and Spanners is going to pounce on that one as well as he draws just alongside. No, tucked back into the slipstream, but he'll definitely be having a run, as will Hatton on Langan, and Wingfield on Shelley into Spoon Curve as well. It's all kicking off down there at the moment. Shelley is able to repel Wingfield's advances, but Langan was not, and that's Garen Button going off the road there as well and losing a couple of spots there too. Dobertsberger into the hairpin is making his move on Conor Meyer as well, and Steve Ficacci has not drawn in leader as I expected, and we've got 2 laps to go after this one, so leader very much heading towards his second victory of the season at the moment. Oh my goodness me, Steve Ficacci has taken the lead of the race, and I wonder where that happened because leader had an 0.8 of a second advantage as they went over the finish line, but on the final lap that they're now starting, it's Steve Ficacci who's now in contention to take his second victory, but leader is going to have none of it at all. He's coming back at him down the front straight, and we can see an almighty scrap on this final lap for the lead, Chris. And leader doesn't look close enough, does he? This could be the critical moment for him. Ficacci moves over to the left-hand side trying to break that toe, but I don't think he needs to because leader's not close enough. And he's got a nice margin towards the chicane. And in fact, it's John Lang actually challenging leader around the outside. And he's going to try and take second place away, and he can't make it work on the outside there. It could come down to a drag to the finish line, but leader has just got the momentum on him. But here comes Steve Ficacci. It's a second victory of the season for the NX5 champion, and Gregory Leader in second place ahead of John Lang. That was very close at the end there. So Alexander Dobertsberger in 4th place, Conor Meyer 5th, Alex Drilsma 6th, and then Carl Power in 7th, James Wingfield in 8th place, and then Yella Ooms just beat David Hatton to the line. So that is 10th place, and we will see where Sam Harper comes across the line. He's in the top 30 now, so this is critical. There is 1 point in it. And actually, Sam just got 26th there. So actually, he's 2 points in contention still. So we are going to go down to the finale. You join us just as the cars are gridding up. We're a few seconds away from the start of the final race of this season. And of course, for the championship, all David Hatton needs is 2 points to secure the title.
And it looks like we're about to go green, Chris.
Yep, red lights are on, and we're about to go green for the final time for this Missed Apex Formula Renault Challenge season. They're away, and Ishmael Basso leads the field away, and Danny Henny immediately trying to challenge for second place as he's tucked into the slipstream of Sam Watley. Just behind them, it's Garen Batten trying to sneak up the inside, and Tim Ellis as well. But it's still as you were for the grid as they emerge out of turn 2 and up at the back of the field. It still looks pretty clean out there.
It does. They're all going very nicely at the moment. Hatton through the S's alongside Carl Power. He's not having any incidents so far, so he's keeping it clean.
Nobody told Watley you can't overtake in the S's because he's tried twice to get through on Ishmael Basso, and that's an open door for Danny Henny, just biding his time through that opening sector, and well, on the wrong line into Degner 1. He's going to have to stop it. Oh, Watley's dropped it though, and that could cause carnage for the cars behind. Oh no, there's a couple of cars off, crucially Tim Ellis off at Degner 2, Barry Kemp as well, and Tim Ellis, and I think Sam Harper just got a little tag in there as well. So that's left Ishmael Basso with a nice advantage over Danny Henny, although that's surely going to come down very quickly. Our key players getting through cleanly as Yellow Ooms tries to make a move on Alex Drillsma into the chicane, and Drillsma forcing, oh no, and Andy Flagg has dropped in the final corner, and now just in front of it, it's 3 wide down the pit straight between Drillsma, Dobitzberger and Ooms. Dobitzberger in the middle and Ooms on the inside. And it is the Caterham coloured car that just comes out in front ahead of Dobitzberger. Oh, unlucky number 13 for Wingfield. He's gone round trying to pass into Degner 1.
And that's put Carl Power in the wall as well.
Power's in the wall as well. And that's the man who's fighting for the top honours in the Missed Apex panel battle. Well, I think he's got enough of an advantage to just get away with that. Oh, Hatton, meanwhile, is about to put himself onto the podium. Into turn 1, slips up the inside of Garen Batten. And that is now 3rd place. Oh, he's run wide, though, and Batten's coming back at him. So he may be the championship in waiting, but Batten is not going to take it lying down. They're side-by-side in the S's. This is what we feared would happen. And they've managed to make it work. And Hatton goes through. Man, oh man, I think that right there just proves why he's about to become our inaugural Formula Renault Challenge champion.
We've seen fantastic racing going through this whole series, Chris.
Lang up on the inside of leader at the hairpin. Sorry to cut over you there, but this is the 2 guys who were on the podium fighting for the lead in the last race. Now going side by side once again, and they've dropped back quite a fair bit from Fikachi as a result of it. And Lang still not taking no for an answer as he gets up the inside into Spoon Corner, and leader has to concede the place. So that's 8th spot now for John Lang in that number 48 car. And Dobitzberger now having another run on Yellow Ooms for 5th place. So we saw them side by side into turn 1 last time around. This time Dobitzberger has found himself the inside line. Is that going to work out a bit better for him? And it seems it does so. So that's 5th place for the number 21 car running that fantastic Ace of Spades livery that was pretty much a fan favourite as soon as it rolled out in Okayama. So with 1 lap to go then, 1 and a bit laps, so that Henny is about to start his final lap, just coming through the chicane now. Basso still holding on to that 2nd place, Hatton still 3rd. Garen Batten, that gap between him and Dobitzberger is closing up, and there could be quite a big scrap on the final lap between these guys for the top 4 positions. We see a few lockups on the way into the chicane. Certainly these guys are not done squabbling yet. And we saw Dobitzberger making the move into turn 1 last time around. This time it's Ooms who's going to be challenging, but forced onto the outside. And he might pick up the slipstream from Garen Batten there, which might just give him a little advantage. Trying to go around the outside. Oh, he's going to make it work so long as he can just get it on the exit. Dobitzberger's going to try and fight him, but with the line coming up to this left-hander, Ooms retakes that position, and Fikachi nearly running into the back of Dobitzberger's car as they went into the SS section.
One battle we need to focus on as well is Spanners and Harper, actually, for the minor points places in 32nd and 33rd. They have just exchanged positions 2 or 3 times in the last few corners, so they're having a right battle coming down the back straight. Harper's in the slipstream. He's going to go. He's going to come. Oh, he's washed out a little bit through 130i. He's going to make a move into the chicane. Goes to the inside. He thinks better of it this time round. Spanners goes wide though, and that allows Harper to come on the outside and sweep round and take them place.
Fantastic stuff. A wily old fox. Well, the pair of them are really. And once again, we're seeing fantastic action at up and down the field. Now we're going to see Danny Henny as he comes through the chicane. And we didn't think it was going to be possible. We thought we'd planned for this kind of thing to keep the grids mixed up. But no one can stop Danny Henny. A remarkable performance. He is the first man to take 2 wins in one night, with victory in the finale of the Missed Apex Formula Renault Challenge. But hold your horses, because here comes David Hatton, our inaugural champion. Garen Batten does get that 4th place spot in the end, and Yellow Ooms just fended off Alexander Dobitzberger to 5th. And John Lang was, he wasn't quite close enough to get Fikachi in the end. Gregory leader takes 9th, then Alex Van Gina top 10 spot. We'll just confirm as well, Jelle Ooms did take 3rd in the championship ahead of Edward Shelley. Chris, what an amazing season we have had.
It's just been incredible. The driving standards have been amazing. The organisation has been wonderful. I've had a fantastic time commentating alongside you, Chris.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us over these last 12 weeks. Thank you to Chris for being my co-commentator. I've loved every second on the year with you. This is Chris Stevens and the MISSEDAPEX Formula Renault Challenge signing off.